This is Raul Herrera Barraza.
Raul for Barraza from which school?
Davenrich. He's wearing a Davenrich shirt. I'm guessing that's the one that he's from.
Seems like a fair assumption. Well, let's watch what happens.
Ready.
Excellent, excellent.
That was really nice. Very, very
Excellent.
nice. You could see how the mat was actually hanging there for a moment and hadn't even fallen over.
That's what you were describing earlier. That's the goal you want.
Yes.
So that was extremely well done, extremely well executed.
And what that shows is that the person, they were able to hold the angle of the cut all the way through the entire mat. And they did it at such an angle that it didn't even disturb the mat and cause it to go flying.
That's, of course, shows very good skill level.
Very, very high skill.
Who do we have here, Justin?
This is James Cruzan from Blood and Iron, New Mexico.
You can do whatever you want for your
Oh,
Once again,
very nice.
Excellent. Excellent. Once again.
Yeah, he was actually really wise in the way he cut that. He cut it very, very low, which gave him more to cut later on. And also the weight of the mat holds it on top. So,
You may cut when ready.
this is Dustin McMorris.
Oh,
Wow, they pulled off that third cut.
3 cuts. Well done.
Yeah.
So, what happened here?
So one of the things that they're checking is whether or not he hit the peg. And if you hit the peg, it shows that you are not in control of your cut. Now I'm not quite sure if they did say he cut the peg or not. Usually cutting the peg is a large penalty.
Who do we have here?
And this is Danny Miller from Blood and Iron Burnaby.
Are you ready? You may begin when ready.
You would agree with me that Justin, although he had some very good skill, he was off a little bit.
He was off a little bit. A lot of times what happens is that if you twist the sword even slightly as you're exiting the mat, you will shift the mat. And you can see how it fell away from him. And he hesitated because he was watching it fall away. Now, it seems like it happens so fast, but when you're actually doing the cutting, being a person who has cut, it seems like it's going very, very slow.
And I agree with you, time slows down.
Yeah.
And once again, you've mentioned this earlier, but it's... And once again, this is the open cutting term.
Competitor, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Filmers, are we ready?
Ready.
You may begin when ready.
You got some air on that one. So you can see how trying to do continuous cutting, it takes not only a lot of effort, a lot of mental, you're actually thinking about, I got my next cut coming up. It's almost like when you're in an actual sparring match where you're looking for, the opening.
Which of course makes sense. And being a competitor yourself, you will agree with me that...
Up next will be Eric Bailey.
Well, let's talk about it later.
Okay.
We have Eric Bailey coming up now. Let's watch his cuts.
Yeah, and Eric Bailey's from Blood and Iron Victoria.
Yeah.
And you can see he's using a wider blade.
All right, competitor, are you ready? Yes. Filmers, are we ready?
Ready.
You may begin when ready.
Very clean. Very clean cuts. I counted 5 on that.
Up next will
Yeah.
be Gary Ledford.
I'm not sure if there's a particular order you're supposed to do it in, but it seems like he did it in a different order from Miles' cut. And he was also stepping slightly further away. He might have found himself getting a little bit too close, and that seemed to affect him as he got down into the middle cuts.
Which once again is what you said earlier. It's like fighting in a sense. You always have to keep your distance
Right.
in front of your mind.
Exactly.
And this is Gary Ledford from
South Coast?
South Coast.
Or, I'm not sure if South Coast or Cron, but he fights at both.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, he did hit the peg, so that's a pretty big penalty. And you can see how there's big elements that come into the open cutting.
Yes.
You also have to think about mat management, where you only have so much mat, and you have so many cuts you gotta complete. So targeting is once again really, really important. You get too far low and you can't complete your cuts. Well, at some point you gotta actually stop, and otherwise you take a massive penalty by hitting
Gary,
the peg.
I'm sorry, Justin, just to break in there for a minute, you can see the chunk that's taken out of that peg there.
Yeah, it's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah. Which once again goes to the heart of the matter that swords are.
Filmers, are we ready?
Ready.
Competitor, are you ready?
Sir.
You may begin when ready.
And you can see just how much of a mental game
Yes.
cutting really is.
Yes.
It takes a lot of focus, and even this once you find yourself outside, of where you want to be with a cut, sometimes everything can just collapse.
Back over here. What they do
And once again, to use the analogy of a real fight, that's when it gets dangerous. If your mental game is down,
Yes.
you've really got problems. But I think we saw some excellent cutting here. Justin.
beautiful.
Real excellent.
Now we're adding a whole nother level of concentration, something to think about, because we have two, and they got to be switching between the two different mats, and they're going to be doing single-handed, where once again the whole structure we're talking about becomes even more important, because you now have
Okay.
only one hand
Filmers,
building structure
are we
instead
ready?
of two.
Competitor, are you ready? You may begin. That is one. That is two. Three. Four.
Superb. Absolutely superb.
Great and he did have some slight scallops, which means that the blade rotated
begin the next
as it was
time.
going through the mat.
Are there any respikes?
We'll allow one respect for that.
Thank you.
So now the respike is simply being allowed to have the mat put back on so you can continue. Almost like a mulligan.
Mulligan. I was going to use the same analogy.
You may begin.
Yeah, very impressive. He did not let that
Up next will be
that
Eric.
situation with the second mat get him down. He was able to keep his focus when he got the respike.
Yeah. And that's once again shows you the mind of the
Right.
competitor, like we were talking about before, someone who can reset and not let it get to them.
Which, of course, is any HEMA practitioner knows or should know. HEMA is just as much about his mental focus as it is the physical side.
Right.
And who do we have here?
And this is Eric Bailey, once again from Victoria.
All right, filmers, are we ready?
Ready.
Competitor, are you ready? Ready. You may begin.
Excellent finish. Excellent finish.
I'm trying not to let the sword fly out of my hand.
Thank you.
That would be good. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
He was taking a little bit more time on that second mat, trying to bring himself into the correct mental space. It does look like he cut the peg. And you can see just how difficult it is to roll around to different,
Oh, yeah.
targeting different actions.
But once again, that's the sign of a skilled swordsman. It's,
Yes.
if you're in a real fight, your opponent is not just going to sit there and let you hack at him.
Exactly.
Well, they shouldn't anyway.
Up next, Gary Ledford.
So we have Gary Ledford from California.
Yes.
Filmers, are we ready?
Ready.
Competitor, are you ready? Ready. All right, you may begin.
And that is actually that was nice.
Very nice thrust. Once again, keeping that mental focus, which is so hard.
You can
So
see it in
hard.
his face and his eyes. One of the things that you could see Gary doing is he was rolling from what's called guard to guard. He would start in different guards and then roll around to the guard that he was going to use to initiate. So he was starting off in steer, which is where he had the sword pointing forwards, rolling up into high guard, and then cutting through.
And who do we have here?
And this is Tyler Jansen from Blood and Iron Burnaby in Canada. And there's multiple things that they're being judged on, not simply being able to cut through the mat. One of the things you can watch is the way that their shoulders move, as well as their lower body. It's a whole body thing.
Okay,
It's trying to
filmers,
see
are we
how
ready?
they're structured,
Ready.
whether or not it's
Are you ready?
breaking, keeping it strong.
You may begin. That's two. That's three. That's four. Thank you. Next back. You may begin? Yeah.
That's a very clean cut.
Very clean. Another one. Excellent.
Yeah. Now Tyler has been especially amazing. He's very new to sword fighting, and he has about a year and a half of experience,
Excellent.
and he's competing against people who've been doing this for half a decade or more.
Very impressive there.
He's just too tall.
First time I've seen height. He said height is a disadvantage.
Open cutting.
All right. Some really excellent work there. Just really excellent work. And I'm going to ask you a question, Justin, which I think the audience at home would be interested in. The thrusting part of the competition that's going on here. I don't think people who don't handle swords on a regular basis, I don't think they understand just how hard it is to connect the point with your target.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's very easy that as you step, the point can go offline, which is really important because if there's a
Which makes sense when you think about it.
yeah, or someone might buy up a whole bunch.
You know, one of the things I find fascinating about this portion of HEMA is don't forget I'm from the Stone Age, so I was in Taekwondo a great number of years before we were in HEMA. Part of sparring competition also involved breaking competition. I think who we have here.
And this is Julian Schutze. He is one of the head instructors at Blood and Iron in Burnaby, Canada.
And before I get back to what I was saying, what was he trying to accomplish here?
He was trying to do an undercut and roll into another undercut. Now, before what we saw from the, I believe it was beginners, that they were doing an undercut into, which is a cut from below high, and then from high to low. Now what they're doing is doing an undercut and then rolling around to another undercut on the same mat, which is just especially difficult.
See, I was going to say easy, but we have RJ McKeon here from.
Hold on 1 second.
From South Coast.
South Coast.
In California.
Ready.
You may begin when you're ready.
And the reason I was using that, to get back to what I was saying, the Taekwondo metaphor, it's every fighting art has multiple components, not just sparring. It's important to focus on these components, become a true all-around fighter.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things about HEMA that some practitioners feel is that being hit by a sword would do a lot of damage, which is not necessarily true. If you get hit with the flat of the sword, it's like being slapped.
Exactly.
It's not going to do a whole lot of damage.
As you and I can both testify, you can get this flat of the sword, and it hurts, but it's not going to ruin your day.
Right. It's not going to stop you.
Ready.
And who do we have
Ready.
here?
And this is Phil Martin, and he's fighting out of Phoenix.
You may begin in your own time.
He made that look easy. Now, let's... So it looks like it's not just undercut, that it is undercut, any other cut allowed to cut the falling piece of the mat. The difficult part is doing it single-handed as well as double-handed. This is Eric Hardiman. He's also from South Coast.
Ready.
You may begin in your own time.
When somebody makes it look easy, it's just a joy to watch.
He barely caught that one resist that far. And you can see it, even at this elite level of cutting, just how much stress and pressure these competitors feel.
Yes. And you said it yourself, it's very much a mental game.
Descending shield. You may choose which direction, but all three must be from the same
So it
direction.
starts descending the shield.
Hold on. Start until I say.
Yeah.
Filmers, are you ready?
Ready.
You may begin in your own time.
Wow. You can see the thickness of those mats making a huge difference.
Absolutely, because you got to carry the energy all the way through the entire mat, while the mat is actually sucking at the sword itself.
Vexelhow, ascending cut, and a descending cut, all from one direction. All right.
Wow.
Descending cut
Yeah.
along with
All
step.
from one direction. It's
Any
a
of them.
challenge.
You can step however you like. Filmers ready.
Ready.
You may begin in your own time.
So, as you can see, exceptionally difficult
Yes.
to pull off.
Very, very. And once again, it's that ladle line that you were discussing earlier. It's It's not just power, strength, getting that blade aligned to carry the cut through.
Indeed, if the hand rolls, you can put all the power that you want behind the sword. As soon as the hand rolls even slightly within the mat, and the mat, you gotta remember, is actually trying to make you change. Because as you're going inside of it, the suction is trying to change the direction
Ready.
of the sword. It wants to pull it inside and down into the mat.
And who do we have here?
And this is Phil Martin from Phoenix.
Vexel, Underhound, Descender, all from the same side.
And what you were talking about earlier, that Tommy Mat wants to change your direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mid-stroke.
And you can see just how, like big and strong Phil is. I mean, and he's putting a lot of power behind that cut. But that first cut didn't even make it all the way through. I mean, he made it almost all the way. And that's one of the things that's so deceptive. Okay, so now we have RJ McKeon from South Coast.
Yep.
Filmers, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, you may begin in your own time.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is gonna go good.
You.
Finished it up nicely. Finished it
Only
up
that
nicely.
counted for anything. But you can see sometimes the nerves get in there, and so he wants to just release that energy.
Certainly can't blame the competitor.
Yes, but it doesn't matter which.
You can choose whichever one you're more comfortable with. You may begin when you're ready.
I don't know if I'll ever be ready for this one.
Now, his first two cuts were actually quite good. You can see on that final cut, he switched sides.
Sure.
And they're all supposed to be on to the same side.
Oh, so he's going to have some points taken off there.
Yeah, indeed. However, those first two cuts on the underside were actually quite clean.
Now, once again, for the viewers watching this, Justin, the shedding on the floor there, you mentioned before, of course, the Tommy Mats are organic, so this is essentially like lawn grass on the floor there.
Yeah, pretty much. Now here we have Julian Schutze from Blood and Iron Burnaby in Canada. He's collecting himself.
Filmers, are you ready?
Ready.
You may begin in your own time.
Amazing that he didn't let that first cut get to him and continued on it.
Ascending descent.
That is some master cutting right there.
Release of some internal energy there.
Yeah.
So, Justin, after this is the end of the cutting competition, is that correct?
This is. They're going to be cleaning up, and the thing is that they're going to be scoring this event from video. So that way we can roll right into the next event.
Sure. Now, give us your comments on what you've just seen in the past 30 minutes.